The Sarah Jane Adventures, The Curse of Clyde Langer, the second story of Series 5, is written by Phil Ford and it's starring Elizabeth Sladen, Daniel Anthony, Anjali Mahindra, Sinead Michael and Alexander Armstrong. So the story begins with Clyde doodling in school while Rani goes on about history, so it reveals Clyde is creating his own comic book superhero, Silver Bullet, which is cool, taking inspiration from Stan Lee. I thought it was pretty fishy when there was raining with fish. Get it? Fishy? Fish? As Sarah Jane plans to enroll Sky into school, she, Rani, Clyde and Sky checked on Mr. Smith about the raining of fish, which apparently there's nothing according to him. However, there are some connection into the museum, so the gang pays a visit. Clyde gave Ellie Faber a spare change for food, which we'll later see in the end of part 1, and she became a main character in part 2. Clyde gets a splinter from a statue, and it was Hector Comtech who arrived on Earth in the Native Americans era, and there's Hector Comtech trapped in the pole, and I think they're pretty interesting. So Clyde came home with Carla, wishing it was raining of chocolate, as she's busy making chocolate brownies or something, instead of raining of fish. And she thought it would be a miracle if it was raining of Clyde Langers. Could you imagine? While Clyde is sleeping, his name gets cursed. He goes to visit Sarah Jane the next day, showing her the comics he created. As soon as his name mentioned, Sarah Jane thinks Clyde insulted Luke and threw him out. As he tried to tell Rani what happened, Haresh says his name, which made him exclude Clyde from school, and Rani hating Clyde. So he gave Luke a rang, but he turned against him. So Clyde sees Steve playing football with his mates. As soon as he talks about girls saying he would say nice things about Clyde, he said his name, which made Steve and his mates wanted to kill Clyde. And yes, that's the same Steve from before. So he outrun them, which is intense run, so he hid in the bins and went back to the museum to ask the tour guide about curses that turned people against him. Sarah Jane happens to turn up at the same time, so the guys got security to throw him out after she said his name. It's so emotional that they're all turning against Clyde Langer. Actually, I take it back, it's not emotional. I don't like the character, he's annoying, he doesn't fit in Doctor Who franchise. Okay, I'm kidding here, I always loved Daniel Anthony as Clyde Langer. What's so emotional is that even Carla disowned Clyde. As the police came in, Clyde got away, and it's scary when he puts his credit card into the cash machine and types the PIN number. His name appeared all over the screen, which I hope no one looks over the screen. After Clyde bangs on the door in the alley to find shelter, as he's homeless, he's got no family, no friends, he's soaking wet, he's absolutely wrecked. So Ellie came and told Clyde to go with her, which led to a cliffhanger. So Clyde joined Ellie with the homeless people because Clyde couldn't say his name, so he took the name from an empty pizza box, Enrico Box. As they went into the shelter, met Mags, who has psychic powers, telling Clyde that he's cursed. It was really intense because I thought she was going to say Clyde Langer, turning all homeless people against him. Clyde saved Ellie from guys riding on skateboards, which is nice. There was a lightning on Hector Comtech totem pole which scared the security away, so Sarah Jane got invited by a tour guide to investigate. Sky questions Carla, Rani and Sarah Jane why they hated Clyde. She worked out it was his name and it didn't affect her at all. Every time his name gets mentioned it hurts them. Sky got Sarah Jane and Rani to say Clyde a few times, which broke the curse, so they picked Clyde up as he's with Ellie, who kissed him and left to go get a coffee. Sadly, Clyde had to leave, so there was intense earthquake effect. Hector Comtech totem pole gets teleported into the attic. Clyde tells it his name a few times,
My name is Clyde Langer! My name is Clyde Langer!
which made it disappear, and everything's alright again. Sadly, he couldn't find her, which is emotional. Apparently, Ellie Faber's name is on the poster, and it wasn't her real name. She had a great chemistry with Clyde, and I think Lily Loveless did an amazing job. Apparently all stuff about Night Dragon Holage is just the name of company delivering homeless people elsewhere, giving Ellie a second chance. Clyde reunites with his mum, Carla, and looks at the drawing of Ellie. I really love this story, it's pretty emotional and it's well written. What did you think of The Curse of Clyde Langer? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.